This is question number 16 of homework 13 for chapter 9. Excess reserves act as insurance against the deposit outflows. Suppose that on a yearly basis, Mancomb Bank holds $10 million in excess reserves and $88 million in required reserves. Mancomb Bank can earn an interest of 2.75% on its loans, and that the interest paid on total reserves is 0.1%. What would be the cost of this insurance policy? So excess reserves, we talk about in class that the benefit of having the excess reserves is that it can serve as the insurance against the deposit outflow. Because when there is a deposit outflow, the amount of deposit goes down, but also reserves also goes down. So, and because of the reserve ratio, required reserve ratio, there might be a shortage in the reserves if there's no excess reserves, and meeting the shortage can be costly. So excess reserve serves as kind of insurance for that deposit outflow. But the excess reserves comes with a cost too, and the cost is that because when a bank puts in excess reserves, basically it deposits the money in Federal Reserve, but generally speaking, the Fed only pays a minimum interest on the reserves. But if the bank make loans for those excess reserves out to the other firms, it can generally make a higher interest income based on that. So the cost of these excess reserves basically is the difference between the interest that a bank can earn if it loans the excess reserves out versus the interest that it can receive on the excess reserves in the form of reserves. So with that in mind, we can solve this question without too much problem. So here, I think somehow this is so the interest rate difference, that's the cost of this excess reserves, and it's in this case is 2.75% minus the 0.1%. But this is only on a per donor basis. Now the excess reserves is 10 million. So we need to and we have to be careful about the unit here is also in million donors. We don't have to write this in donor terms. Can only write this in we can just write this in million donor terms. So the cost of insurance is simply this interest rate difference times the 10 million excess reserves. So it's and round your response to 3 decimal places, and that's exactly what I have here. So just copy this number back to my lab and check my answer. Nice work.